Fancy getting away for a bit of warmer weather? You might not after this. Here's the Sunbathers on the Book Club. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and normally this is where I talk to you about Stephen King, but in this spin-off series, it's where I bring you great books for you to go and read yourself. It's the Book Club. So in each episode, I just bring you a book that I've really enjoyed and that I think you will too. I'll give you the synopsis, I'll give you a bit about the author, I'll give you my spoiler-free review, I'll try and align it to a Stephen King book so you've got that as a point of reference. And that's about it. And hopefully you'll be encouraged to go and read these books, review them yourselves on Goodreads and Amazon and other places, and rave about them on your social media if you really like them. So, if you haven't checked out the other features in the book club yet, do go and do that. There is a playlist. And while you're looking for things to click, you can also check out my range of Stephen King themed band shirts, my own collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun, my newsletter, all of those kind of things. And if you're new to this channel because you've come in through the book club and you like horror fiction, I'm guessing you might well do. And if you like Stephen King perhaps, well, my channel started life as a Stephen King channel, still predominantly a Stephen King channel, and has loads of Stephen King content. I've covered every book, I've covered the majority of the movies and adaptations so far, and a load of specials in between. So once you've watched this, click around, see what you find. And hey, consider subscribing if you like. You never know, you might like sticking around. Okay, back onto the book club then. This time we are covering a novella that came out on the 6th of September, so right at the end of the summer. It was released by Head Own Books, and it is The Sunbathers by Lindz McLeod. Let's get into it. Okay, a synopsis for The Sunbathers. It's short but sweet. Sin is hot, but purity is blistering. Hordes of cannibalistic sun vampires rule the daylight hours, forcing the remaining humans to adapt to a grubby nocturnal existence. When she sacrifices everything to become a sunbather, queer Soph discovers that the heterosexual commune is not the glowing paradise she'd hoped for, and her new immortal body still yearns for woman flesh. After discovering that the sunbathers are building a solar lamp that will enable them to walk in permanent light, Soph must decide if she's willing to doom what's left of humanity just to finally fit in. And a bit about the author for you. So Lindz McLeod is a queer working-class Scottish writer and poet who dabbles in the surreal. Her short prose has been published by Apex, Catapult, Pseudopod and many more. Her longer work includes the award-winning short story collection Turducken from Spaceboy in 2023, as well as her books Sunbathers, The Unlikely Pursuit of Mary Bennett, which is coming in 2025, We the Drowning, which is coming in 2026, and the collaborative anthology An Honour and a Privilege, which is also coming in 2025. Her work has been taught in schools, universities, and turned into avant-garde opera. She's a full member of the SFWA, the club president of the Edinburgh Writers' Club, and is currently studying for a PhD in creative writing. She lives in Edinburgh with her talented fiancé and their two extremely photogenic cats, Fitzwilliam and Dane. So there's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of The Sunbathers. So I love the concept of this story immensely. Global warming getting us to the point where the majority of humans have put themselves out into the sun to burn and turned themselves into these vampiric monsters who rule the daytime, forcing all the surviving humans to just live in the dark, basically. Really original idea. It hooked me in right away. And as someone who hates the summer and hates the spring, just doesn't really like being out in the sun, to be honest, genuinely a terrifying prospect. Not gonna lie. I mostly enjoyed the story too. There was a really solid cast of characters, some cool set pieces, lots of sex as well, like plenty to keep you entertained for sure. My main criticism is that the gore and the horror, I felt, could have gone further. So some of the scenes where we get descriptions of humans being transformed by putting themselves out to burn in the sun, they were good, but they also felt like they were holding back a little bit. And likewise, the scenes where the sunbathers were hunting the worms, the remaining humans, again, good and quite tense, but I think could have gone further, at least for my tastes. However, that's merely to add some balance here. There was still plenty of tension and plenty of horror, enough for me to get through, and overall, I had a really good time with this, and I think you will too. Obviously, the queer identity of this story is a big part of it, not only being written by a queer writer, but also queer main character. And I really enjoyed being in that space. I've shamefully not read much queer horror. And yeah, really enjoyed being in this. Certainly one of the better pieces of queer horror. I have read some of the ones previously have just not worked for me. But this one, I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed the concept. I think it was well written. It was tight. There was enough to keep me hooked in. And I did enjoy the characters as well. So plenty to take away from this. The ending too was explosive, and I really enjoyed the very final note of this book. It really left something lingering. And I've mainly brought it to the book club because, apart from having a lot of fun with it, it felt like something I've not really come across before. So that alone just made me think, let's share it. So here we go. So when it comes to trying to align this to a Stephen King book, I mean, difficult, right? Because he's a straight white man who hasn't really written anything like this. But I could see this story sitting alongside a lot of the stories in Skeleton Crew because of its pulpiness and its willingness to go there. And I know this story isn't in Skeleton Crew, but it almost made me feel a little bit like I Am the Doorway, but jacked up to the max. Okay, so to sum up, I think if I haven't got this across already, what I enjoyed most about this was its originality. You've got this survival monster horror, but it's all of a human making, and with a clever comment on global warming, not even snuck in there, pushed in there right in front and centre. A very smart combination and a really satisfying result. Train. Yes, some parts could have gone further for my own taste, but objectively, it was still overall very nasty, very gloopy, very horrific, and just lots to get some sticky and gooey all over your fingers and your eyes with. And it moves as well. Like if you're looking for something hot and breezy, this is it. And I know hot and breezy in terms of weather terms are a bad pairing there because they cancel each other out. But you know what I mean? It's hot in terms of it being about burning in the sun, and it's breezy because you get through. I'm rambling. Thank you to Head On Books for the review copy. And yeah, do go and check this one out. It's a bit gross, and I think you'll like it. So there we go, another pick for the book club done. Do let me know if you think you're going to check out the Sunbathers, and if you do, come back here, let me know how you get on. And if you enjoy it, once you've read it, don't forget to review it and rave about it on your own social channels. While you're doing stuff like that, check out the links I've put below for my range of Stephen King themed band shirts, my own collection of short stories, Once Born Around the Sun, all of the other stuff. Consider subscribing, check out the other videos, blah, 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 blah. Is that everything? Yeah, I think that's everything. I will see you again for another episode of the book club very soon.